little bit later. Afternoon baseball, love day baseball. Weather not quite. You guys were suffering in the cold last night, I saw.
This right here, are you kidding? It's a heat wave coming through here.
First pitch from Bedard, swung on and missed by Austin Jackson, and we're underway. Yeah, it's a tad chilly last night.
Last couple nights.
These Tigers, they're struggling with the sticks as well. Shows bunt and takes the ball. Austin Jackson off to a miserable start, $152. He's got 23 strikeouts. That's second in the American League to the guy who's batting right behind him, Ryan Rayburn. Swing and a miss. Jackson, highly touted in the Yankee organization. Seen by Detroit. He is a talented youngster. And he strikes out. So now he is tied for the American League lead in strikeouts. 24 with Ryan Rayburn, who's going to step in.
As you mentioned, talented young hitter, but right now having a tough time sitting in between pitches. He's late on the fastball. Out in front of the breaking ball. Can't get himself to make a commitment to a pitch one way or the other, but that happens when you're struggling.
Ryan Rayburn, 228, a homer and 5 RBI. Second baseman. Home plate umpire today. Dan Bellino, Brian Gorman at first, Larry Vanover at second, and Tony Randazzo at third. To center field. Backing up Saunders at the track. Jumping, can't get it. It's gone. A home run. Ryan Rayburn puts a charge into one, and Detroit has a 1-0 lead. And Mike, just what we talked about in the open, a higher percentage of baseballs are leaving the yard coming out of the hand of Eric Bedard.
Well, you're right. That right there is the 7th home run, just the 4th start for Eric. We'll take a look again at the location. His pitch is up. My guess is in the middle of the plate, middle away. And Rayburn hits it a long ways over the 405 mark.
Second home run for Rayburn. His 6th RBI. Ordonez there, Hackett, strike one. Well, too far for Saunders, and Saunders 6'6" with great jumping ability, but it cleared the fence by a pretty good margin, as you can see. Fifth row. Ordonez hitting just 200 coming into today's game. Off speed pitch. And here's what we talked about in the open, that bottom line. Everything else is pretty much the same as it had been since '09 for Bedard, but 29% the action leaving the yard. And it's going to go up a couple of points. 1-2 to Ordonez. Mags in the series 0 for 2, 1 for 6 on a road trip. Inside, see Bedard trying to work both sides of the plate. Talking to Carl Willis, the pitching coach, he said he's got a couple things. He's got to pitch both sides of the plate, and hit some of those strikes on the outside corner to widen the strike zone for himself. This one dribbled foul. Figgins didn't take a chance and threw it anyway. Willis said when you remember he's gone a year and a half, and the whole mental, he's been away from that whole mental ability to focus, to stay sharp baseball, and reacclimating himself to the routine that he used to do. He hadn't pitched. This is what, the third start,
fourth start, yeah,
since that last operation. That one skipped up there, gets by Jimenez.
Well, one of the things about playing at this level, Dave, and we get to see it every day, is it's repetition. It's every single day. And that's how you fine-tune yourself in this game. And if you don't have the ability to do that, it's a difficult task, and it's such a fine edge of being really good or struggling that you need that repetition on a daily basis, whether you're hitting or getting your bullpen work in, all of those different things. And he's just having a tough time. He's taking a lot of time off.
See Cabrera on deck. The other thing that Carl said, he said it's the first time since he was a rookie he had to go to spring training to make the team. So everything's been different about this first couple of months here for Bedard. 3-2 to Ordonez. He lost it. A strikeout, a home run, and a walk to begin the game. They bring up Miguel Cabrera. He's not struggling. That's not a surprise. For the series, 4 for 7. On the road trip, 6 for 20.
When he is struggling, do me a favor, send everybody a memo.
If we might have seen him struggle for maybe a couple of days at a time. Right. That's about it. He's one of the finest hitters of this generation. Unbelievable. Cabrera against Bedard is 2 for 9 with 1 home run. Two and 0 pitch count here in the 4th hitter. Starting to mount up. Here's Jimenez going out to talk to Bedard. Tell you what, it was a little bouncing a step in the clubhouse today after that big win last night. You talk about needed it. Everybody, as you might expect, still feeling good off that win and hoping that's start of something big here for the Mariner Ball Club.
Well, guys up and down the lineup contributed in the game. Doug Fister had a nice outing yesterday, so everybody can feel good about it. Huge double play ball by Jamie Wright.
How about that?
He's on a nice run out of the pen.
Day 1 of spring training. 2-0 now to Cabrera. Doug Fister with Brendan Ryan to your left. Fister straightened up a couple of guys working the inside corner. Says, hey, you got to have it. Said, it's old school. I like it. Keep doing it. 2-1 off speed pitch hit the other way. Ichiro over to his left makes the catch, and Ordonez back to first, 2 down. That's a big out. Today bright, very bright, and the sun trying to break through a lot of clouds, but not bad. 48 degrees, winds out of the south at 7 miles per hour. And one thing Mariner fans know, come prepared, bring some good outerwear gear, and you'll be all right.
Layers.
How many? What's the over under?
I think because it's a day game for me, it'd be a 3-layer day.
Gotcha. Last night was a 6. Strike 1 called to Johnny Peralta. Peralta 3 for 9 in the series. Breaking ball misses. Bedard about to throw his 21st pitch.
And that's basically what he has been doing, Dave. He's been averaging about 20 pitches per inning. Do the quick math. That's 100 just to get through 5.
That's believe that's where he's been going.
Yeah, and those, when you do that, they're stressful innings.
Oh my goodness,
he's going to work out of trouble.
2-1. Skied, slicing the Ichiro, short right field. A lot of pitches. Results in a 1-0 Tiger lead on the home run by Ryan Rayburn. Mariners coming to bat on this matinee here in Seattle. Glad you're aboard here on Root Sports. Ichiro about to lead things off. The Mariners coming to bat against Rick Porcello of the Detroit Tigers. Here's the rest of the lineup with Mike Blowers.
And Ichiro, John Figgins in last night's game scored 6 runs between him. Adam Kennedy will get the start at first. He will hit third. The story of the game today, of course, hitting 7th is Carlos Peguero. Take a look at the numbers for Porcello. He struggled a little bit this year, too. ERA just over 6. 16 innings for him. 10 strikeouts, 5 walks. Opponent's average, 362.
Strike one call to Ichiro. 4 for 9 against Rick Porcello. Porcello came in here at 09, really threw a beautiful game against the Mariners. 09 he went 14-9 with a 3.96. Last year 10-12 with a 4.92 ERA. Ichiro putting up the kind of numbers we're used to seeing. 4 for 5 yesterday, 5 for 10 on the homestand. Slaps it over to the shortstop, Peralta. 1 out.
Take a look at the defense of the Tigers. Austin Jackson, the center fielder. He'll run him down in both gaps. Take a look at the infield. Peralta just made that play. Shortstop Rayburn over a second. And then Santos will be behind the plate this afternoon. See his last start Friday against the A's. 6 innings pitched. Nice start. Just 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts.
Santiago made a big double play. Saved him in that Oakland game. And had a situation in the 3rd inning with 1 on with Matsui coming up. And Jim Leyland had the kid pitch to him. And he keyed Matsui's Peralta. Gets another assist. 2 down. So this is what we've been waiting for in terms of offense with the Mariners last night. Wilson and Ryan, the only guys that offensively didn't contribute to the party with some hits, but good stuff.
Yeah. Take a look at the bottom of the lineup. Jimenez getting a start clutch. Big hit in the 1st inning to drive in a couple of runs. He ends up with 2 hits, and Saunders with 3 hits in last night's game.
Good sign. Just a matter of keeping it up. Easy to smile in that clubhouse. He said good buzz, good vibe in the dugout last night. Adam Kennedy played on Monday with 1 for 4. Mr. Figgins was all over the place. 3 for 4, 3 runs, a walk, 3 runs batted in, and a stolen base. Greg Wedge spoke at length about Figgins' baseball acumen and how much he appreciates it. And glad he's on his side.
It was good to see him get some hits, too. We were talking about in Kansas City. Consistently hitting the ball hard and just couldn't buy a hit.
Zapper back to Porcello. They'll usher it over to Cabrera. A very easy inning. 9 pitches for Porcello, and the Mariners are gone quickly to the 2nd we go here at Safeco. Run has given Detroit the lead as we go to the second inning here at Safeco Field. And as always, a pleasure to have Dan Wilson joining us here in the booth. How you doing, big guy?
Good, Dave. How are you?
Doing well. Good to see you. I want to ask you about both catchers and the catching in general at some point during the course of this afternoon. A lot of good stuff to talk about. First of all, here's Bedard, and first pitch to Brendan Bosch is fouled off. So far, what did you think of what Miguel Oliva, what he's done thus far in this early going with the Mariners behind the plate?
I think he's done a great job behind the plate. He's got some pitchers that he's got to deal with that are a little bit younger, not as quite as experienced, and going into it, he's known that, and he knows how to prepare for that. And I think Miguel, having been a Mariner before, knows what it's like here, and is able to bring that to him and his experience in the big leagues.
Nice step by Jack Wilson to run that one down. One out here in the second. And then today you got Chris Jimenez, who's a utility guy, catch first, third, and play the corner outfield. What do you think of what you've seen of him as a catcher to this point?
Well, I think he's, obviously a guy who's a utility guy, like you mentioned. He's able to fill in, and I think that's really a great role for him. It gives Miguel a day off on a day game after a night game. It can give some of the other infield guys off too. But he's a guy that has mixed in very well with the pitching staff, and you get a Bedard out there, has the same amount of confidence in Jimenez as he's going to have in Miguel, and I know he and Miguel are working closely together. They talk on the bench, they talk in the clubhouse, and that's what you like to see from your catchers, guys that are willing to work together, and so when they get out on the mound, it doesn't matter who's back there, that they're all in the same game plan.
Brandon Inge, 1-0 to him. Takes pitch up high. Brandon Inge, about 12 years ago, was in Double-A. His fiance lived up in the Boston area. Eric Wedge up in Danvers, Massachusetts, had a baseball set up where he had a big, he had a baseball operation and there's a drive to left field. And that's going to go to Peguero, his first put out. And Wedge invited Inge over to work out at his baseball academy, and they've become good friends over there. So Inge was asking how Wedge was working out. Eric speaks very highly of this young man who's struggling mightily, who's now won for his last 18.
Brandon came up a catcher once upon a time.
Catcher, third, center field. Young man by the name of Casper Wells, right fielder.
So then would you say that catchers have to be pretty good athletes now?
Come on, Mike. I think you know the answer to that question.
Play a lot of left field, did you?
Breaking ball for a strike.
You got out there at first a little bit from time to time, didn't you?
Occasionally.
Emergency.
Oh, yeah, and it had to be a pretty severe emergency for me to get out of first base. But, yeah, it happened on occasion.
Did you have a lot of basic plays?
Yes, very basic.
Now it's like, hey, fellas, here's the target right here.
I told those
Did you ever
boys,
have to go to the other side of the diamond? Get in at third and all?
No, I left that to you, Bob. That was your department.
Well, I went back there behind the plate.
Well, you did?
Oh, you know I did. At one time, remember? Make sure you didn't let that happen.
It is odd, though, with a guy like Jimenez. You don't see guys, catchers most of the time, playing and filling in different utility roles.
And actually do a good job behind the plate.
Right.
That's the hard part. You can get a knucklehead like me back there to pick up an inning just to catch the ball, but somebody actually knows what they're doing. That's the hard part.
Yeah, and he does a nice job. And working with Bedard today, again, a guy who's a veteran and helping him along.
Curtis just told me he had 4 innings in 2000 at third base. 4 whole innings.
I think I do remember playing third base, making a play against the White Sox.
Really?
Yeah.
Slow roller, charge,
it was a slow roller, and I think he beat it out, unfortunately. I think the umpire made a bad call myself.
1 start and 12 total games at first base. Broken bat, base hit left field. That's on a 3-2 pitch. Wells is aboard with 2 outs.
For those that don't know, I was the emergency catcher. Had a chance to catch an inning before Danny came. That was enough for me. So whoever was backing Danny up for the years after that I was around, if that person was injured, Danny, what would I tell you before we started the game?
He would say, "Don't give me any. Don't hurt your thumb or something that didn't come out of the ball game, because I'm not going back there."
Who did you catch?
Pre-game pep talk.
Who did you catch?
Rich Delusion.
Didn't throw that hard, did he?
He was low 90s. Good curveball. I didn't let him throw it, but he had a good one.
There's the key to the whole thing right there. Didn't let him. He just had a constant one down, right?
I let him know that, too. That's it. We're going to throw fastballs. We're going to pitch inside and get out of this inning. That's what we're going to do. I'm not walking back to the backstop. Let's play some catch.
2 outs. Wells at first. Top of the second to Dart. Pitch number 35 is 2-0 to Amir Santos. Called up with Victor Martinez going on the DL.
Yeah, I got the light here because you told me I'm
Well, that catcher's union is a very tight bond, Mike, as you know.
Glad to be a part of it for a day.
It's a heck of a way to make a living, isn't it? Let me see your fingers. Your fingers still straight?
Yeah, but so we had the hinged glove.
We were talking about that during the road trip. Who was it? Remember, was it Miguel took one off his right hand, off his bare hand? We were talking about how Bench, thank God, Johnny Bench.
He was the guy who changed it.
Yeah. And I gave you the wrong name, Mike. I said Granny Hamner. Granny Hamner was a middle infielder for the Phillies. So Stan Lapata, when I was in high school, said, "No, you got to go to that round man, and then you got to catch with 2 hands, and you get smoked."
Oh yeah, and that's you talk to any old time catcher with the donut glove and the 2 hands, and their right hand's a mess.
Popped up. Jimenez gives chase. Will it come back? Got a chance, and he makes the play. So the Tigers are turned away here in the second. Coming up, Cuss, Sanders, and Rodriguez, 4, 5, and 6 for the Mariners here at Safeco. Day for the Tigers. Mariners will stick around and play the A's through Sunday. Here's Jack Cuss to lead it off. Continuing to struggle at $190, no homers and 6 runs batted in. Now he does have 2 home runs, 4 hits, 2 home runs against Rick Porcello. One and one to Jack. Mike, you said you've always talked about you were a slow starter in April. How about you, Dan? How about did you get off to decent starts?
I never was like a racehorse out of the gate or anything, but I don't remember starting too slowly either. But it was always a good thing to get that first hit or that first whatever to get you off the schneid, and then you could sort of relax. But I just remember that first week or 2 of the season, everything is very magnified, and if you get off to a bad start, it's just magnified even that much further and made things difficult.
What year did you go to the All-Star game?
96.
Did you get off to a great start that year? You had a nice year offensively.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you have an All-Star year like that, you really end up having a good first half because that's where they're making the selection, and fortunately I got off to a good start that year.
Jack Cuss strikes out. One down. Let's check in with Jen Mueller.
Well, Dave, you know, earlier in the week, the Detroit Tigers kind of made history here at Safeco Field. Ryan Rayburn managed to hit the rafters when the roof was closed during the game on Monday night. Now, Brandon Inge, we talked to him earlier today, he was attempting to do the same thing during batting practice a couple of years ago, said he got within an inch or two of hitting the roof, not the rafters. Proves that he is a freak of an athlete out there at third base.
Good guy, too, Brandon Inge. Thanks, Jen. There's Michael Saunders. He's particularly aware of the Porcello changeup. See how he handles it today. Talking to Mike before the game. 2-0. Saunders hitting .237 with a homer and 6 runs batted in. Two and one. What about the rigors of catching, Dan? I always wanted to ask you guys, you know, career catchers like yourself, in terms of the wear and tear. Where did you feel at what part of the season Saunders swings and pops one up? Short left field. Brennan Bosch coming in. Did you get to a point where it's like, uh-oh, I can feel it. It's starting to go down a little bit. I mean, as a catcher, because you get, you know, you just get the weight beaten out of it, you know?
Yeah, it is. You know, and I think that the biggest fatigue factor, Dave, is really in your legs. And I think when you talk about hitting and being productive at the plate with a bat in your hand, you need your legs. That's where you draw your power from. That's where everything starts and ends at the plate when you're a hitter. So when you start getting tired, when you start losing strength in your legs during the season, that's when your bat starts to go as well. And that usually, you know, you come out of spring training, you feel great for a couple of months, and then about past the halfway point is when things start to deteriorate a little bit on you. And that's why I mentioned a guy like Jimenez. It's so important early on in the season like this that Miguel can get some rest and stay stronger throughout the season.
0-1 to Rodriguez. Down low. Another reason I asked that question, too, because when you look up the great Hall of Fame catchers, they all start a precipitous decline at about 30, 31 years old. Because you've played from like 22, 23 to 30, and then all of a sudden, and Pudge is certainly an anomaly, to say the least, but everybody else, I mean, even Bench, Piazza, Yogi Berra. Yogi wound up playing in left field. Joe Mauer's on the DL now. He's beaten up. Who are, you know, Bill Dickey. I mean, so many of the great. Campanella. Well, of course, he was tragically injured. Car crash.
Yeah, you've certainly got the fatigue that happens throughout the year, and then you've got that sort of cumulative effect that grows as you put more and more games in behind the plate, and certainly you're right. It does catch up with you. You can't fool Mother Nature for too long.
Not at all. 1-2. Rodriguez swing and a miss. He's gone. 6 up, 6 down. Porcello. Good start here in Seattle. Detroit with a 1-0 lead. Ryan Rayburn, home run in the first inning off of Eric Bedard. Matinee day action here in Seattle. Jackson, Rayburn, and Ordonez, top of the order. Ball 1 to Jackson. Detailed his first at bat. Not going well. One of the reasons why the Tigers at 8-10 entering today's action. Fly ball right field towards the line, slicing away from Ichiro. Foul ball. Jackson last year, a fabulous year, 293. 4 home runs, 41 runs batted in. And he stole 27 bases. Two and one.
It's always tough, Dave, when a leadoff hitter is struggling because you lose him on the base paths as well as his bat and what he can do with that. So they definitely wanted to get this guy on base and let him cause some trouble.
3-1. Bedard lost the second walk. Hey, looking for the best value at Safeco Field? Well, you can purchase 2 full season tickets and receive 2 for free. Select seats are available in the Terrace Club outfield, U Reserve, and field seating areas. Save big right now by calling 206-346-4003. That's 206-346-4003. Here's Rayburn, homered straightaway center field. And you're calling the game. He's homered already. He got a pitch that was up. What are you dealing? How are you dealing with this guy now? He's not a noted home run hitter either.
No, he did get a pitch that was up and away from him and really stayed with it nicely and drove it. But imagine you make your adjustments this time up. You throw him some breaking balls, and you let him know inside that you're there. You know, you're certainly not going to give him anything he's going to be able to drive again.
Center field this time. It'll stay in the yard. Saunders will come in and get it. 1 out.
There was the breaking ball right there. Looked like got him down middle of the plate, but he just wasn't able to get the good part of the bat on it and popped him up.
Well, when Ordonez gets it going, and you've got Cabrera, who never, Mike and I were talking about earlier, never seems like he's in a slump. His team get motoring again.
Yeah, Victor Martinez had to put him on the DL after Monday night's game. Another big bat out of their lineup.
Ordonez is such a dangerous hitter. Can pull the ball on you. He can hit the ball the other way, right center, home run power. He's just a guy you have a hard time pitching to because he can hurt you to all parts of the field.
One and one. Tigers 8th in hitting. 7th in home runs in the American League. Off speed pitch. Bedard will go to first as instructed by Jimenez. 2 outs. Taking second is Austin Jackson. That's a big out. And here's an even bigger spot right here. Time for a Banner Bank building to the future. How about Dustin Ackley, second baseman down in Tacoma? Reached base in all 13 games, hitting .344 last 8 games. 2 homers and 3 runs batted in. Well, he's always been able to hit. biggest thing, Mike, we saw down in spring training, him getting a lot more comfortable at second base.
It's a tough position to play, and it comes with games, David. You just have to keep working at it. In college, you played a number of different positions, but when you're trying to make one your everyday position, and especially at this level to get here, it's so important up the middle. Everything from the catcher to your shortstop, second baseman, and center fielder, you have to be able to handle it.
Can this guy Raker, what? Jackson's going to score easily. And Cabrera gives Detroit a 2-0 lead. Is there a pitch he can't hit? Going up there aggressive and making it work.
A lot of times, Dave, you get these guys up there with men in scoring position, RBI opportunities, and they're going to be aggressive early on. He got a pitch he liked, and he wasn't wasting any time. Drove that ball to left field.
14th RBI for Cabrera. Here's Johnny Peralta. Going down is Cabrera, and he's in standing. So a wild pitch gets Cabrera into scoring position.
It's a good read by Cabrera because he sees the ball in the dirt and he's off to the races right away. Even though Jimenez blocks it, he just is unable to find it in his feet there, and Cabrera walks into second base.
That's a terrible feeling, isn't it?
It's a bad feeling because you've done your job, you've blocked the ball, you just can't find it, and Cabrera makes a good read, and he's walking into second.
Strike to Peralta. Flied out to Ichiro his first time. Found back 1-2. Mariners trail 2-0. Rick Porcello's retired all 6 men that he's faced and struck out 2. Breaking ball, strike 3 called. Peralta can't believe it. Second strikeout and a well-timed strikeout for Bedard. We're going to see the Major League batting debut of Carlos Peguero when we come back. Tigers lead at 2-0.
Today's Tracer Technology is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
First Major League plate appearance for Carlos Peguero. He didn't swing on the first pitch. Eric Wage, he says, I'm a big believer in that. He said, short of taking out a catcher's glove swing, something might happen. He takes a hack here, drives it the other way, backing up Bosch, and he makes a catch. Did you guys hack your first major league pitch?
I hacked before it was out of his hand. I was so excited to get it. And I swung and missed in 3 pitches, but I'll tell you what, I created some wind in that stadium.
I can't remember it.
Was it days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When you come up, you're like, I'm here in the show.
That's it.
Figueroa's a great-looking athlete. We saw him down in spring training. Dan, he hit a shot down in Peoria that might have been elevated 12 feet, and it was, talk about, hanging out line drives. Riz and I were on radio. It was absolutely amazing.
He's just got an unbelievable body, an unbelievable pop, and he's going to be fun to watch as his career develops.
He just missed that pitch and hit it out to the warning track opposite barrel.
Right? Yesterday, Jen Mueller and Angie did a great story on Figueroa with Jimenez and Jack Wilson talking about seeing him hit one over the batter's eye into the upper deck straight away. As Jack Wilson serves one right field for a base hit. Nice 2-strike hitting. First hit of the day for the Mariners. And they were in absolute awe. Tacoma had come here preparation for the playoffs. They had to play a playoff game here, so the guys, the big club was back and happened to catch the BP. And he said, did this kid hit one up in here? And the upper reach is like 4 rows. And they saw it, they said, are you kidding? And look at the distance between the wall and the seats. Like 480 we're talking. 480 and change.
Knockdown pitching wedge will get you there.
Here's Chris Jimenez. But this kid, he's excited as you might have expected. See him in the clubhouse beforehand. Big smile. You ready? Oh, can't wait. Very excited. Eric Wedge was very interesting about it. He said it's fun that he's excited, and it's neat to watch the media and his teammates excited for the young man being here for the first time, knowing his potential.
Well, I mean, and the main thing is you go through that. Everybody has to the first time through, and we don't know how long the young man's going to be here or how long Justin will be gone. But it's a nice way to go out and get your first cup of coffee, give you a chance to kind of calm down a little bit. If he ends up going back to Tacoma, he'll have a better idea for the next time that he comes. But I just like the fact that he's going to get an opportunity to play and get his feet wet. Everybody has to do it, and everybody feels the same way that he's feeling right now.
You know what's good about him, too? He's a big kid. We saw him cover ground down at Peoria. There's Jimenez swinging and missed 2-1. Big man can cover. He can throw. He's a 5-tool guy. 2-1 to Chris Jimenez. Jimenez, when he came up with the Tribe, he said his first major league at bat, he took one right down the middle. Just couldn't swing. I want to see what he had. That one goes right into the glove of Santos for strike 2. Solo out of Morristown, New Jersey. Pretty much equal distance between New York and Philly. Here's ground ball, right side. Rayburn will throw out Jimenez. 2 down. With Wilson to second base. Top of the order. Here comes Ichiro. 2 outs. Runner in scoring position for Ichiro, who's got 8 RBI in the season. Grounded out to short his first time up. 1-2 punch, you bet. This was in the blueprints during the offseason for these guys to have really good production on a lot of days like this. Right side gets through. They're waving Jack Wilson. Here's the throw way offline. No chance. Ichiro to second. He'll get third with the ball going into the dugout. So Casper Wells fronting another zip code. No chance to get Wilson. Ichiro ends up at third. It's a 2-1 Detroit lead.
Let's see the base hit that gets through the right side. Ball's hit firmly. I think that's the reason why Wells thought he had a play. This is way up the line and into the dugout of the Tigers.
It's hard to hit that opening, Mike. Boy, he put it right. He put it right through the uprights.
What you guess? About 5-6 feet wide.
Yeah, that's not much.
Single, takes second on the throw, third on E9. Figgins with a chance to tie it up. Ichiro's 9th RBI. Here's what Eric Wedge said about Figgins. He said, a very smart baseball player, respects the game, he understands the game, and he helps the ball club so much with having that in his bag. Pitch outside, says Dan Bellino. Such a help for the skipper to have a knowledgeable player like Figgins, who's still trying to get over the 200 mark.
It's good to see these guys last night. Ichiro and Figgy get on base too and cause a little havoc on defense, running base as well, stealing a couple bags.
3-1 to Figgins. Old tapper. Porcello will handle underhands to Cabrera. Mariners do pick up a run on the Ichiro RBI, and it's now 2-1 Detroit lead. Of the series of the season, Detroit and Seattle. Right now, let's check out our AT&T trivia question. Which two stadiums opened on this date in 1912? A, Fenway Park and Wrigley Field, Fenway Park and Tiger Stadium, or C, Wrigley Field and Tiger Stadium. All three of these ballparks opened on an April 20th for their first major league game. Text A, B, C, or D to 95323. Little Mariner maniac there.
Nice.
Great outfit. His dad's got a Red Sox hat on. Or maybe that's a local. Is that a local logo here? Looks like a Red Sox. Brennan Bosch, Brendan Inge, Casper Wells, 6, 7, and 8. We saw Bosch make a spectacular play and have some good games here a year ago. We were wondering, who is this guy? And a couple of years ago now. You know who he is now. He's a fine young player. Bosch popped up to Jack Wilson his first time. Boys, got any ideas, any guesses on the trivia question?
Well, I was just thinking about that. You have to try to get in the mind of Curtis Wilson, which is a scary thing. But because the Tigers here, I'm going to eliminate the first one. Fenway Park and Wrigley Field. There has to be some sort of
hit batter gets Bosch to first base to start the top of the fourth. It's above the elbow.
That'll leave a mark. You'll feel that one the rest of the day.
So Fenway Park and Tiger Stadium, or B, C is Wrigley Field and Tiger Stadium.
I'll go Wrigley and Tiger.
I like that. I like that call. I like Wrigley and Tiger Stadium. C, final answer.
All right. And what am I going to go? It was Briggs. It was Navin Field. That's right. Then Briggs Stadium and then Tiger Stadium. I'm going to go with A. Not crystal clear on that one, but just a hunch.
On which one?
On A.
On A.
I'm going to take a shot. Shot in the dark.
Well, again, that's why you have to get into the mind of Curtis. Normally you would look at that and make sense, but is he trying to trick us today? Which, who knows? I know he's been trying to trick the fans. He's not happy with the fact that they've been nailing the trivia on.
0-1 to Inge. That misses. Inge 1 for 8 in the series, 1 for 18 on the trip. Inge not worried about the fact that he is struggling so much like you normally would when you see those numbers, because he said he is making great contact and hit a lot of balls that big. So you've been unlucky. Yes, was the response. Bedard, this will be his 58th pitch. We're in the 4th inning. That Bender's over there for a strike.
You talk about Tiger Stadium. I remember opening up Comerica Park. The Mariners were in town to open up the stadium. Upper 30s and rain. The bullpen actually, that's out in right field. The bullpen guys decided they were going to warm up down in the batting cages behind the dugout because it was too cold out there in the bullpen.
Hanger, Figgy, nice stop. Couldn't make the transfer and bobbles, and everybody's safe. Base hit all the way. Figgins is looking to get that double play started. So now you've got runners at first and second, nobody out.
Nice play, ball hit right on the button, one hop smash. Figgins gives a little bit of ground, makes the play, and then on the transfer it pops out of his glove.
Bedard, no trouble here as Casper Wells was went halfway up the line to confer with Gene Lamont, third base coach. Long time. Right hand guy, Jim Leyland.
It's early in the game, and Big ends up expecting the bunt with nobody out, first and second.
Wells got a base hit to left his first time up. Kennedy in on the grass at first. Figgins likewise at third. Dart taking a long time. Now he's ready. Skipped it in there, and Jimenez makes a stop on one. Pitcher takes that long. Now the catcher's going out. Is it about the signs, or worried about the signs, or how they're going to pitch within this bunt situation?
Well, I'm sure Chris is out there to make sure Eric knows what his responsibility is on the bunt if this ball gets down. Sometimes these pitchers need to be reminded, Dave. I will leave it at that.
Spoke volumes. 1-0 to Wells. Figgins back on the dirt. Kennedy a step on the grass, still at first base. 1-0 pitch to Wells. Breaking ball for called strike one. 1-1. Ball on a strike to Wells. Breaking ball hit down to Figgins. He'll tag, throw across. Oh, and it's footing. He got the force at third, but couldn't get enough momentum to get his feet right. Mike, you've been down there in that position before. He does get the out, though.
Well,
and out.
And the hard part is he has to come in and wait for the ball to get to him. He's going to reach back and touch the base. Misses it, knows it, and it was the re-step to hit the bag is what cost him throwing it across the diamond.
So 1 out, runner still at first and second. Bosch is forced. They'll bring up Omir Santos. He popped out to Jimenez, the catcher. Bedard was winning a lot of games in Baltimore. That was a pitch he was consistently getting over.
He could either throw it for a strike or bounce it when he wanted to.
Well, in this situation here, obviously trying to get that off-speed pitch, trying to get that hitter to chase one out front and get that ground ball for double play.
He's gone 55% fastballs and 45% off-speed pitches so far today. 1-0. Fly ball right field. He throws towards the line. He's got room. Makes the catch. Runner at second ins tag, so he'll get the third easily. 2 outs. So 2 outs. Runners at the corners here for Detroit in the fourth. And the Mariners, they're excited to introduce Ticket Plus nights to select games this season. Tomorrow, Felix Hernandez takes them out as the Mariners host the A's. Now, fans have the opportunity to purchase a regularly priced ticket in select seating areas. And the ticket will include a $5 free concession credit to use toward food or merchandise here at Safeco Field. Get your ticket plus a seat to Thursday's game by visiting mariners.com/specials. Top of the order, Austin Jackson. He struck out, walked, and scored. Strike one, Austin. Tigers with 4 hits, Mariners with 2 in this 2-1 ball game. Detroit on top. Dug out by Jimenez again.
Saw Bedard there with a slide step breaking ball, and really as a hitter, when you see that slide step, you sort of have to gear up quickly to get ready to hit, and then they throw that breaking ball at you, that off speed pitch, and can get you out in front even a little bit more, and so it could be an effective pitch for a pitcher.
Right to Figgins. Well, that'll do it here in the fourth. As the Motor City Kitties are turned away 2-1 Detroit.
2-1. Time now for our Sterling Savings Bank score. And for that, we're going to head to the Bay Area. The A's are hosting the Red Sox. Score tied at 1 in the top of the 4th. Kevin Youkilis up to bat. He breaks the tie with a blast at deep center field, and the Red Sox take the lead 2-1. Back upstairs to Dave Sims.
Angie, thank you. Here's Adam Kennedy to lead it off. 3, 4, and 5 here for the Mariners. Kennedy followed by Custon Saunders. Detroit scored first. Ryan Rayburn solo home run in the first inning. Cabrera knocked in a run with 2 outs in the 3rd. Ichiro in a home third with a base hit for an RBI. And here's Kennedy with a knock leading off the 4th. Our AT&T trivia question: which 2 ballparks opened on this date in 1912? I had A. Fans went with B. Fenway and Taggart. 46% survey says B. The fans gathered right.
Yeah, they ignored all of us. Good movie.
Apparently they understand the mind of Curtis better than we do.
Google. Sitting there. Google. What stadiums? And if you're keeping score at home, the fans are 11-6 on the season. Cuss struck out on a 1-2 pitch. First time up. So we're into the second time around against young Rick Porcello. At this point, what are you thinking?
Green light. Fastball in the middle of the plate and hit it hard.
Retired the first 6 men, 7 men that he faced before giving up a base hit to Jack Wilson. Through the hole. Got by Rayburn. And Jack Cuss with a base hit. 2 on here for the Mariners. Base hit just under the glove on a 3-0 count.
That's trying to go away there. That ball caught a little bit more of the plate, and Jack alertly trying to use that hole over there between first and second. He was able to just sneak it by.
We've seen that quite a bit from Eric Wedge, giving the guys the opportunity to swing 3-0 here early in the season. I don't think it's a bad idea trying to get Jack on track. He knows he's going to get a fastball. You can get it going, maybe elevate one. See, I think that's the second hit we've seen him get in a 3-0 count this year.
Keep them coming.
Yeah.
Rick Knapp out for a quick visit, pitching coach. Saunders with 1 homer and 6 runs batted in. Shows bunt, takes a strike. Speed pitch foul back. Saunders got some work to do here. 0-2. 3 for 5 last night. Season best so far. Adam Kennedy at second. Jack Cust at first. Nobody out here. Great opportunity for the Mariners. The 0-2 foul back. What do you think of Porcello to this point?
You know, it doesn't have overpowering stuff. His fastball upper 80s, right around 90, and Drugan just has to rely on location. If he's not locating, he's going to get hit.
Said he was very aware of his changeup. We were chatting before the game. The 0-2 bounced in there. 1-2.
Curtis just gave me some numbers. He said 42 plate appearances for Saunders. 13 of them he's been in an 0-2 count. That makes it tough.
I believe it. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. No. 2-2.
At some point he might jump on that first pitch fastball a couple of times and not give the guys a free strike.
He's given up a lot of free strikes. Fastball's first pitch. 2-2. Struck him out. Third strikeout for Priscilla. 1 out, 2 on here in the fourth. There's Rodriguez. He struck out. Second inning on a 1-2 pitch. 3 strikeouts, no walks for Priscilla. Carlos Figueroa's on deck. Tying run at second base. Strike one. Rodriguez has shown well here in his opportunities given to him by Eric Wedge. Certainly the biggest of them all was that big RBI 2-run single against Toronto. The Mariners were down 7-0 and capping off ninth inning with an 8-7 win last Monday. Kennedy's at second, Cust at first. Play Rodriguez shallow and towards left. Big Carlos Figueroa's on deck. Towards the line, and the runners will get back. There comes Figueroa with a couple RBIs out there right now. Before he comes up, we take a look at the Mariners calendar brought to you by Sleep Country USA. The Oakland Ball Club comes in for 4. Then we'll see Detroit again next week, and then continue on in the Eastern Time Zone at Boston for a weekend series. First of 2 trips to Boston this season. Mariners go single, strikeout, fly out. Here's Figueroa in his second big league at bat. On opposite field, sent Bosch almost to the track. Fly out. He's got the first one out of the way. Now he can be himself, right?
Yeah, you know, a lot of times with young guys, the first couple plate appearances, you know, the Detroit Tigers don't know too much about Mr. Figueroa.
1-0.
So they're relying upon scouting reports. They're relying upon a lot of stuff that they just have because they haven't seen him. So a lot of times that can work to the hitter's advantage. They don't have a good game plan on him.
Which told him go out there and have fun. After all, it is a game. Time called. Well, he's got Willie Stargell's number 8. And a little bit of, before he gets set with the waggle, a little reminiscent. Willie Stargell, Hall of Famer, with 475 home runs, mostly with the Pirates. They hit many a home run a very long way. Get a 2-1. 2-2.
There's that changeup that Saunders was talking about, so deadly. Got behind him 2-1, and maybe trying to prey upon his inexperience, but just really pulled the string on him right there.
Carro's 6'5", 247 out of Hondo Valle in the Dominican Republic. He's got 2 on, 2 out, 2-2. Struck him out. Priscilla went up the ladder on the rookie, and Kazem gives up 2 hits. Mariners can't push him across. We go to the 5th, 2-1 Detroit. Field, top of the 5th inning this Wednesday matinee. Tigers will send up 2, 3, and 4 in the order. Rayburn, Ordonez, and Cabrera against Eric Bedard. Rayburn's done damage early. A 1-out home run in the first. Second time up, that was to straightaway center field. Last time up in the third, short fly out to center field. Mariners have had their chances. They just left 2 on in the bottom of the 4th. Slow breaking ball at 1-1. Mariners got their run. Ichiro in the 3rd with an RBI. Jack Wilson got a 1-out single and hits around this one, hook foul. The education of a rookie. Peguero's last at bat, eh?
Yeah, I thought they approached him pretty well and went soft on him early. Soft 2-1 count, and then climbed the ladder with the 2-2 pitch. And again, sometimes when it's your first major league at bat, second major league at bat, you can be your own worst enemy, and they certainly changed the speeds up on him pretty well.
In terms of overthinking it?
Overthinking it, overswinging it, any number of things that you can do.
On 2 strikes. 2-2. Dart pitch count continues to grow. We're in the 5th. We pitch number 73 here. Goes full count. Miguel Ordonez is on deck. 3-2 to Rayburn. This with the curveball, 3rd walk. 2 strikeouts for Bedard. Make sure you follow the Mariners with MLB.com at BAT11. It's a great app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. You get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at BAT to 31826 or visit Mariners.com for details. Ordonez will walk and a tapper back to the pitcher, Bedard. Bedard's done a lot of pitches in his starts. Short amount of time. By Gene Lamont. Bedard in his first game, 95 pitches in 5 innings. Second start, Cleveland, 83 pitches in 4 innings. And 106 and 4 2/3 at Kansas City last week. Popped up, short right field for Ichiro. Calls off Jack Wilson. What a win played with that one. 1 out.
A good fastball inside there, Dave, right on his hands, and was able to tie up Ordonez and pop him up. Ordonez is such a good, powerful hitter the opposite way, and Bedard was able to tie him up inside.
The ever dangerous Miguel Cabrera is next. 1 out, 1 on. Went up their first pitch swinging in a 3rd. Drove home Jackson with Detroit's 2nd run.
Good block there on that curveball. Jimenez getting a workout back there on that curveball, doing a good job. You know, with a right-handed hitter there, it's a tough thing for a catcher to get yourself to get in underneath that hitter and block that ball in the dirt. got to get underneath there, and if he swings, you know that bat's going to be close to your head. But Chris doing a nice job getting down in there.
1-0. Breaking ball. Here's a little danger zone now. 2-0 to Cabrera, 10th leading hitter in the American League. Tied for second in home runs. Tied for third in RBI. He's, per usual, all over the leaderboard. Number one in runs scored. Second in total bases. 2-0 pitch. 3-0. On deck, man. There's Johnny Peralta. We get stat packs every day. And you go to the American League batting departmental leaders, and you see all the underlines. Just about every one's Cabrera. Walked it. First and second, with one out here in the 5th inning. And a reminder that this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. There's a crowd on hand here at Safeco Field. Properly attired in this Seattle weather here on April 20. Cool but comfortable. And Eric Bedard in hot water. One out, runners at first and second. Ball one to Johnny. Flat out the right, struck out looking. It's like you were saying, Mike, this guy, Bedard, used to be able to throw that breaking ball anytime for strikes. Now working his way back. It's tough.
It's tough, and he's thrown a lot of them in the game. He's 50-50, 50% fastballs, 50% off-speed pitches.
Broken bat pop-up. Jack Wilson's got it. Infield fly roll in effect, 2 down.
Well, earlier with Ordonez and then right here with Peralta, Bedard's been able to command that inside corner and get in there on their hands, and that's been an effective pitch for him here because his breaking ball has been a little bit more inconsistent.
7 consecutive balls put in the air that have been recorded as outs. As we noted in the pregame show, extraordinarily high percentage of balls put in play in the air against Bedard. Going for home runs this year, 29%. There's Brendan Bosch next for Bedard with 2 out, 2 on. Strike one. Start him off with a curveball. Bosch gets time. 256 hitter last year, 14 homers and 67 runs batted in. There's what Bedard has done. Good dig again by Jimenez. 1-1.
Nice play there. That ball was out into the right-handed batter's box, and Jimenez able to get over there, knock that one down. That's a big play there with runners at first and second.
We were talking about him getting a workout. Did you have days driving to the ballpark when you knew that was going to be the case, certain pitchers?
Absolutely, and with Norm Charlton as your closer throwing that split finger fastball, you knew late in the game you were going to have to be ready to go.
1-1. Popped up. Figgins, will it come back? He's got a chance. No. But Arthur Rhodes still pitching at 41. Did get lit up a few days ago by the Yankees. I think it was on Sunday, but all in all, throwing very well down in Texas.
Yeah, he's really done a great job late in his career. He's been able to hold on and having some great success.
Yeah, 2 good years in Cincinnati with Dusty Baker. Now he's with Ron Washington in Texas. On 2 strikes to Bosch. The pitch. And through into the outfield to Ichiro. And scoring from second is Rayburn. Bosch got enough on it. A diving Kennedy couldn't get it. So Brendan Bosch picks up his 11th RBI. It's 3-1 Detroit.
It looks like it's an off-speed pitch that he's out in front of and hits it into the hole. I think Eric will look back at this one and look at the 2 walks to set that up, where the 1 hit ends up hurting him.
Carl Willis out to talk to him. Inning started with a walk, a fly out to right by Ordonez, a walk to Cabrera. Peralta popped up and a base hit RBI for Brendan Bosch. The Tigers have done a good job. 2 outs, 2 of their 3 runs coming with 2 down. Here's Inge. Hard smash off of Figgins' glove. Back in the 4th, he's 1 for 2. No action in the Mariner pen right now. Cabrera, he's at second and Bosch at first. Now Bedard 2-0 to Inge. This will be pitch number 90 coming up. Make it 3-0. This is all Bedard. Nobody's moving in that bullpen.
And I would guess that Brandon wanted to swing. He's going to get the green light here. We have a young player, Casper Wells, on deck.
3-0 pitch. Took it. 3-1. Inge with the base hit. Now 2 for his last 19. He's in charge here. 3-1. Strike 2. Oh, Inge. Imbolino disagreed with Mr. Inge. You guys apologize after that. Oh, sorry, my bad.
If you know what's good for you, you'll apologize after that.
I think I would hack at this one if it's in the area.
You know it.
Yeah.
2 outs, runners at first and second. They're going to get mobile here. Pitch. He took it for ball 4. Wow. 5 walks for Bedard. 3 in this inning. 1 is scored. Bases are loaded.
Well, he threw the 3-1 curveball and got him down and in the strike zone. That one he tried to throw a little bit further down and in, and Inge was not biting.
And if Bedard were to turn to look out at the bullpen, it's all you, big fella. Now Jamie Navarro getting a call from Carl Willis. Let's see who gets up. Bases loaded for Casper Wells. 2 down, a run in.
David Pollock.
Down low, ball 1. Pitch 95 coming up. Popped it up. Playable for Kennedy. He takes charge. Kennedy calling off of Jimenez, and he makes the catch. That could have really been a damaging inning. They give up just 1. It's 3-1 Detroit.
Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Banner Bank. Better ideas, better banking. By the fast, reliable, secure, heavy-duty internet from Quest. And by the Emerald Queen Casino. Get ready to rock on and bring more cowbell with Blue Oyster Cult. May 27th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. Back upstairs to Dave, Mike, and Dan.
Thank you, Angie. Here inside Safeco Field, Jack Wilson leading off, takes a strike. Wilson, Jimenez, and Ichiro, 8, 9, and 1 here in the 5th inning. Boy, that could have been a lot worse, that last half inning. Jack Wilson down the line. If it stays fair, he's got extra bases, but it goes foul.
Yeah, they were able to get a couple key outs there when they had to, Dave, and kept it to 1-run damage. But you're right, they had a lot of runners on base there. One hit would have blown it open.
8 men left for Detroit, 3 for the Mariners. The 0-2. Porcello today struck out 4. Hasn't walked anybody. Giving up a run on 4 hits. Ichiro, the only RBI for the Mariners. Look out. Oh, that hit somebody. Hope they're okay. 1-2 to Jack Wilson. Bouncing ball to Peralta. 1 out. This Saturday, the Mariners and A's and Boeing will honor current and past members of the United States military at Salute to Armed Forces Night. Special pregame ceremony. It starts at 5:30. Recognizes the accomplishments and sacrifices that these outstanding men and women have made. After the game, 20,000 fans. You're going to take home a special military coin. For tickets, visit Mariners.com. One out for Chris Jimenez. Those Athletics start today with a 9-8 record as Jimenez looks at a strike. Angels and Texas tied atop the American League West. Oakland 2 back, the Mariners 5.5 back. Chris bounced out second base his first time up. AL West standings.
Yeah, Dave, one of the things we talked about as catchers and as pitchers is trying to shut down the other team after you've scored, and this is an opportunity where Porcello's trying to do that. They pick up a run in the top half of the 5th and keep that momentum in your dugout, keep that offense rolling. You want to go right out there and shut out the Mariners and keep them in check so that you can go back and let your boys take over on offense again. And it's a key thing in terms of momentum, and it plays big and throughout the season, especially as you try to create momentum on your side.
Bet. Porcello just topped at 96. Quest bringing that to you. Peralta will backhand, step and throw. They stretch Cabrera, 2 down. Take a look at our Geico quote. We got Eric Wedge last night talking about the 2 guys at the top of the order. He said these 2 guys up top, they're the ones that need to get it going, and that's what you saw today. You've seen both of them start to move in the right direction, and I think today was the culmination of that. Big nights indeed for Ichiro and Figgins last evening. The Wedge hoping Ichiro can get something going here with 2 outs. Mariners in the 4th. Got the first 2 men on, Kennedy and Cust, and then Porcello dug down and got 2 strikeouts and a fly out to end the inning. Inge will take care of this one. He throws to Cabrera, and a 1-2-3. Don't get the ball out of the infield inning for the Mariners in the 5th. It's 3-1 Detroit.
change out on the bump at Safeco Field. Angie Mentank, and I'm here in center field, and I'm here with Denise and Gary Mackensack. And Gary, you're retiring after 32 years with the U.S. Department of Education. You got to get used to day baseball because you can do this a lot. What else will you be doing now that you're retiring?
I might come to some day games, but I'll be doing a lot of different things. I'm planning on getting involved in the community and doing some things that I always wanted to do. So.
And the fascinating thing to me is that you are blind, Gary. So how is it that when you attend a baseball game, you're able to keep track of everything? Does Denise help?
Not really. I usually bring a radio, and I've got one today, and I'll listen to the game, not necessarily constantly, but periodically to kind of pick up what's going on.
Well, listen, I know you're an avid baseball fan, and Dave, you appreciate this. He went to his first baseball game back in 1958 at the Coliseum in Los Angeles.
Wow. When it was about a moonshot, well, Wally Moon would hit him over the left field fence. It was only about 250 something as a ground ball goes to Wilson. But left-handers really caught it at the old Coliseum. You had to hit it about 4 bills to hit it out there because it was played in the corner of the football configuration. It's a good story. Thank you, Angie. The line on Eric Bedard. It's in the books right now as we get back to the top of the order, and Austin Jackson. 5 innings, 95 pitches, 51 for strikes for Bedard. David Pauly done a nice job coming out of the bullpen. Six game ERA 2.25. Two and one to Austin Jackson, who struck out, walked and scored, and lined out hard to figures. Bedard, 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs all earned, 5 walks, 2 strikeouts, a wild pitch, a hit batter, and a home run. Did not go, says Brian Gorman. Late dad Tom was a great National League umpire.
There are the numbers for David Pauly. Bones averaged just 120 off of him. 5 strikeouts in the 8 innings he's pitched.
Fly ball backs up Ichiro. 2 outs. The Dart line, not what they had in mind.
No, just 5 innings again for him. A lot of pitches, 95 pitches. Out of the 95, 51 strikes, 44 balls. So he's going to have to work on that ratio. He has to get that figured out if he wants to work deeper in some games.
There's Ryan Rayburn, homered in the first. Since then, flat out walked and scored. Impressed by Pauly at times we've seen him. He seems to be attacking a lot more, not nibbling. Yes, he did, says Dan Bellino.
Yeah, he uses his slider well to the right-handers and kind of slings the ball with his fastball across the plate, and has really, you're right, has attacked that strike zone early in the count here and making Detroit swing the bat.
Big Bender got him. 1, 2, 3 in the 6th. Pauly freezes Rayburn. Nice job out of the pen by Pauly. Mariners trail 3-1. Seattle Mariners baseball and Root Sports is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Right now, get the All-American Jack combo with fries and a drink for only $4.99 plus tax. And by AT&T. Bright but cloudy day here in Seattle. Glad you're with us at beautiful Safeco Field. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and Dan Wilson. Mariners trailing 3-1, bottom 6. Send up Figgins, Kennedy, and Cust against Rick Porcello. Third time around against Rick here. Figgins 0 for 2. And Figgins is gone. Couldn't check that swing. Strikeout number 5 for Porcello.
You know, Dave, you go back to Eric Wedge's quote about the top 2 guys and getting on base. You know, I remember as a player, Sean Figgins, and just what he does as a catcher when he's on base and makes things happen, and what happens to your defense at the same time. And these guys, when they're out there running the bases like they were last night and causing things and taking the game to the other team, they're a force to be reckoned with.
It's a different ball game.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, Mike and I have seen every night. This isn't going to be, you know, the old Earl Weaver get the big monsters up there and get the 3-run jacks on a regular basis.
Well, the other thing it does too is it gets the infielders moving around, creates some holes for some guys that come up behind them.
It was
You have
something
to shorten up distance to second base because you know he's going to run. Maybe the hitters get a few more fastballs because the catcher knows he's going to run. And then when they are running, the infielders are moving and creating some holes.
Saw the numbers posted there. Jack Cust, 2 outs now. Here in the 6th. Rayburn backing up about 10 feet on the grass right on the right side. 2-0. There's Ryan. 2-0. See if he uncorks. Didn't get a chance. 3-0.
Jack was swinging earlier, 3-0. What do you think, Mike?
Different. I'd let him go, but here you're down a couple of runs, so you need to get some base runners. And he does. He swings. I like it.
1-8 up to catcher Santos. It's one of the great things in the game, the simpatico between the home plate umpire and the catcher. One of you gets dinged, somebody goes out there, does a little soft shoot, try to kill a little time.
Absolutely. Dan Bellino, home plate umpire, going out there. A little chat with the pitcher, handing the ball, check home plate.
What did they say? They say anything when they go, hey, I just like a long walk. Hey, ground ball into short right field where Rayburn had Cust perfectly played in a quick inning. Harmless inning for Porcello, who's rolling through 6 with a 3-1 lead. name's Dan Wilson. Mike Blowers here at Safeco Field. 3-1 as the Mariners have really been stymied here by Rick Porcello. Mariners have just one RBI. It was Ichiro in the third inning. Mariners have never led in this ball game. How about this? Ordonez, Cabrera, and Peralta. 3-4-5 here for Detroit.
David Pauly certainly got his work cut out for him this inning, but really an impressive inning. Last inning, just came in, attacked the strike zone, did a great job getting the Mariners back in the dugout.
Ahead of Ordonez, 0-2. Mags today 0-2. Nice job. Give the little kid a ball. All right. Made his day his weakest month. Beautiful. Off the fist. Rodriguez throws out Ordonez. One out here in the 7th inning. Hey, this Friday, Michael Pineda, he's scheduled to pitch as the Mariners meet the A's in celebration of Earth Day. All kids 14 and under take home an Ichiro Earth Day magnet thanks to Nikon. The magnet features helpful Earth-friendly tips. For tickets, visit mariners.com. Always dangerous Miguel Cabrera has an RBI, 1 for 2 with a walk today.
Previously with Ordonez, Pauly went inside, got jammed there, and Bedard had some success doing that earlier in the game as well. So it looks like maybe the game plan with Ordonez is to stay in there hard.
We had a shot at Pineda. Have you seen him in person yet? You liked what you see?
Oh yeah, no question. This kid's he's got the stuff that is going to keep him around his game for a long time.
Slicing drive right field. Ichiro for the catch. 2 down. Like the 2 because he's going to come up and in on you. He's going to show you some 98, 99 up close.
Absolutely. And you know, watching him in spring training, he got hurt with the fastball a little bit because he wasn't able to locate it very well. But it looks like his experience is beginning to show a little bit, and he's been able to pick his spots and use that fastball a little bit more wisely, and mixing his breaking ball a little bit more. And boy, I tell you, just every time he pitches, he's going to get better.
Faking scoops. Peralta retired. 1, 2, 3 inning for Pauly again. 6 up, 6 down for DP. To the home 7th. 3-1 Detroit.
Here in the 7th inning. Hi friends, Angie Mentink at the Northwest Forward Sports Desk. And the last time we checked in down at the Bay Area, the Red Sox were up 2-1, but they have widened that gap since then, and they did it off of the bat of Jed Lowry. He homered to left field in the top of the 6th inning. It's his 3rd home run of the season. The score is now 4-1. Dave Sims back upstairs.
All right, Angie, thank you. Brett Anderson beat him last night, beat the Red Sox 5-0. Anderson to go 1-1 and Lackey 1-2. Popped up. Porcello just got Saunders for the first out. Paulie's faced 6 and retired all 6. Rick Porcello, he's on a nice roll himself. Since giving up leadoff singles in the 4th, he's retired 3, 6, 9, 10 in a row.
You can see the 4th inning with the 20 pitches, really the only inning that he's had to work hard in. A nice job keeping his pitch count down. Just 82 pitches, 83 pitches now for the game.
Strike 1 to Luis Rodriguez. Strike out, fly out the left.
Did a pretty nice job on that bunt right there, too. Tough play. I thought Saunders getting it off the plate, getting that up in the air like that, I thought he'd have a chance to beat it out, but Porcello fielded it and made a strong throw to first. It's always good to see a pitcher that can field his position and save himself a few base runners here and there.
Who was the best?
I'll tell you what, Randy could reach just about anything. You couldn't get the ball by him.
I suppose that's true. But I think the best defensive pitcher was a teammate of mine, would be Kenny Rogers. He'd get anything, and even in bunt situations, he would look at me and tell me to just play back, that he would get it, and he would get it. It was pretty amazing. Good athlete, Kenny Rogers.
Where'd he go? About 20 years, too, right?
Something like that. He was in the upper teens.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
In fact, I think he had some health issues with the Tigers and then retired.
Yeah, remember that?
He was a comfortable 0 for 4, wasn't he?
He was.
Good breaking balls, right?
Changeup, great changeup. Would throw the cutter inside.
Just never give in. That's the one thing I remember about him. He would never give in to you. And you could ground out all day long against him.
Full count to Rodriguez. And he's aboard with 1 out here in the 7th. First walk issued by Rick Porcello. Here's Carlos Peguero. Fly out to left and a strikeout. Last time up in the 4th. And we were talking about this between innings. Went soft on him for a couple of strikes and then came back and got him on high heat to strike him out on a 2-2 pitch.
He pitched him pretty tough last at bat. See what he does here and see if Carlos can make an adjustment or two too.
Rodriguez alertly takes second. Wild pitch here.
Ball in the dirt. The ball hit Santos in the chest and then took off on to the right.
2-1 to Peguero. Big hack, 2-2.
Good read by Luis Rodriguez there at first base. As soon as you see that ball kick away from the catcher, you know you got a chance to get down to second base.
2-2 to Peguero. He's the tying run. Daniel Schlereth on the right, Ryan Perry on the left. Daniel's dad watching up in Bristol, Connecticut right now. Multiple-time Super Bowl champion with Denver and Washington. 2-2. Louis gone to third. He'll make it.
Almost identical there, Dave. Same thing. Something soft down in the dirt right in front of Santos. Went down, blocked it, kicked to his right a little bit. And again, Rodriguez made a nice read on that one again.
Nice little player. 3-2 pitch. Struck him out. Throw down to first. 2-3. Make it official. 2 outs. Runner at third.
Porcello last time went high in the zone with a strike and got a swinging strike. This time he stayed with the changeup. Almost an identical pitch to the one before and got the swing and miss.
Here comes Tim Leland, going to make a change here with Jack Wilson coming up. 2 outs. Runner at third here in the 7th. Back with more in a moment. Good look from left field. Rick Porcello turned in a strong performance here, getting into the 7th, fellas.
Did a nice job today. I thought mixing things up, throwing a lot of change-ups. 95 pitches for him, 6 strikeouts, just the 1 walk. 4 hits, Dan.
Yeah, I thought, you know, Mariners stacked the lineup with a lot of left-handed hitters against him, and he was able to find his changeup and use it really, really effectively. Mixed in a few fastballs on either side of the plate, but really it was his changeup that gave him a lot of outs today.
Here's Ryan Perry taking over.
See Perry's numbers. Just 1 2/3 innings pitched for him. He's yet to give up a hit.
He's been out with an infected eye. Just came back from AAA to Toledo. Activated earlier this morning. He's on to face Jack Wilson. Jack representing the tying run. First pitch fouled off. Jack with a base hit to right, a ground out to short today. Mike, earlier you mentioned Kenny Rogers, 20 years in the bigs.
Yeah. It's funny how his career progressed too, because I can remember him being a back of the bullpen guy when he first started, and he was in the mid-90s with his fastball.
20 seasons, 219 and 156, a 4.27 ERA.
That's career.
Yeah, very nice. Two and one for Jack Wilson. Make it 3-1. Chris Jimenez on deck. Three and two now to Jack Wilson. Luis Rodriguez walked. Wild pitch to second. Wild pitch to third. Wilson trying to keep this inning going. Three-two to Jack. Struck him out. Held on by the catcher Santos. Perry does his job. Strands a runner at third. No runs. No hits, no errors, and a man left. 7 in the books. It's 3-1 Tigers. 3-1 Detroit as we begin the 8th inning, and all signs point towards riding Sound Transit, saving a ton of money. Gas and parking. Visit soundtransit.org for details. See if David Pauly can continue his run of success. He's faced 6 batters and retired all of them. So we go to the 8th inning. Brennan Bosch, Brandon Inge, and Casper Wells. 6, 7, and 8. Line drive, right field. Ichiro back a couple of steps. 1 out. Seven putouts for Ichiro. Here in the 8th inning now. Brandon Inge, the hitter. Fly out to left. Infield hit and a walk. Inge 1 for 1 against David Pauly. Joey Rodriguez, very smooth. Goes across, quick 2 outs. Probably throwing strikes.
Trying to give his club a chance to get back in the game and get a couple of guys in the bullpen that come in the 6th, 7th, 8th inning and just hold the score there. It may not work today, it may not work tomorrow, but over the course of the summer, you'll steal some wins by those guys, and they don't get any recognition for it. But keeping the score right where it's at is sometimes just as important as the guys that have to close games out.
I was talking to John Lowe, great writer, Detroit Free Press. He said that's the problem, one of many problems besides injuries with Minnesota. Matt Guerrero and Jesse Crane no longer there. Matt's with the Dodgers and Crane's with the White Sox. And those 2 guys were big hold guys, are no longer there, and those roles haven't really been filled quite well yet here in this first month. Pauly earning a lot of stripes with his new skipper. Warming up in the bullpen, Joaquin Benoit.
So many games are decided in the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings, Mike, and you're right. Anytime you get a guy out of your bullpen that can come in and deliver solid 6, 7, 8 innings, the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th inning, you're going to get a lot of chances to win ball games, and that's what Pauly's done today. And you know, he just comes out, doesn't have to do anything fancy, just attacking that strike zone, getting them to swing the bat. You see Bosch fly out on the first pitch fastball, and again, he's just attacking that strike zone.
Just a second 3-ball count. Went 3-1 against Austin Jackson before popping him. Ground ball, Jack Wilson. Pauly 9 up, 9 down. That's exemplary work coming out of the bullpen for the Mariners. Need some offense. Jimenez, Ichiro, and Figgins due up. Bottom of the 8th inning, time starting to run short on the Mariners, down 2 runs. couple of changes for the Detroit Tigers, but first let me tell you, hey, college students, tomorrow, take a break from the books. You don't mind that. Gather your friends and head out for a study break at Safeco Field. Tickets start at just $8 to see Felix Hernandez on the mound as the Mariners host the A's. Get your tickets, the college night tickets at mariners.com/college. Ryan Rayburn moves from second base to left field. And moving into second base, Ramon Santiago. And taking over on the mound is veteran reliever Joaquin Benoit. With Tampa last year, 63 games, 1-2 record, a 1.34 ERA, 1 save.
Yeah, he's off to a good start with the Tigers with a 1.17 ERA. 5 strikeouts, 1 walk.
Here's Jimenez, his first hitter. Benoit missed all of 09 surgery, right labrum surgery, KO'd that season. He had been with Texas. Come up through the ranks. Jimenez gets on top of one, but one hops it to Inge. First out. $13,339 on hand here. Have the order Nichiro. Back to the Mariners' only run. Third inning with 2 outs. Inning started with Peguero on his first at bat, going opposite field, almost to the track for the first out. Wilson singled. Took second on a ground out and scored on Nichiro's base hit. Down the line, and it'll get fouled. Ichiro does not have good numbers against Benoit. 6 for 35. Benoit used to really bring it. He's a big man at 6'3", 220. 8 years in the bigs. His 1.34 ERA last year with Tampa Bay was the best of all American League relievers. 3-1 with Figgins on deck. Two.
Remember in his early years with Texas, Dave, a guy like you mentioned could really bring it, and they were hoping that he could be their closer. Strikes were the concern for him then, but he seems to have turned things around.
He learned to pitch after the labrum surgery. 3-2 pitch to Ichiro to left field. Rayburn's there. 2 outs. Ichiro 1 for 4. Now bring up Sean Figgins, a check swing strikeout in the 6th. Prior to that, a ground out to short and a tap back to the pitcher. Strike 1 to Figgins. 0 for 11 against Benoit. Eighth inning, guys. Very key. We were talking earlier. Again, the Yankees used Santana, who led the league in saves last year. He's their 8th inning guy for Mariano Rivera. This guy, Benoit, here in Detroit. Catcher Santos in the right shoulder, and the closer is is Valverde. Jose Valverde used to be with Arizona. He's got the spindly legs a la Babe Ruth with the big body on top.
He pitches with a little personality too, doesn't
Yes, he does. This could be a potent combination for him. Valverde's 2-0, 7 games. ERA of 0.00. 2-2 to Figgins, 2 out, nobody on. Struck him out, held on by Santos. So the bullpen getting it done for the Tigers. To the 9th we go, 3-1 Detroit. Exciting game of the 3-game series in Pac-10 baseball. It takes the field this Saturday. 3rd-ranked Oregon State. The Beavers play host to the Cougars of Washington State. First pitch from Corvallis, 2 p.m. right here on Root Sports. David Pauly has been outstanding in innings 6, 7, and 8. Retired all 9 men that he faced. Omir Santos leads off here. 9-1-2. Austin Jackson and Ryan Rayburn to follow. Lifted to left center field. Saunders fighting the sun, and he makes the catch. Now we invite you, the audience, get your thoughts on day baseball. As we follow the instructions on the bottom of your screen. Austin Jackson. I wonder how many times during the baseball season he gets told, "Boy, you look like Mike Cameron." Line drive, first batter that Pauly has failed to retire. He went 10 for 10 until that base hit. They'll bring up Ryan Rayburn now in left field. Home run, fly to center, walked and scored, strikeout looking. You got to believe David Pauly's really enjoying this role as one of the key hold guys with the Mariner Ball Club after being a starter for most of last year. 19 games, 15 started. throwing well, keeping an eye on Jackson.
Yeah, and I think he's a nice guy to have out there because he's going to get some starts. Somebody will miss a start here and there, and he's a nice guy to have in your pen. Get you 5 or 6 innings, a spot start.
Big run out there as you play the top of the 9th. Jackson 2 for 2 in base stealing thus far. Runner goes. Good jump. Throw by Jimenez. Got a chance. Got him. Nice throw by Chris Jimenez. 2 down. Our Home Depot doing more on defense, Dan. You can appreciate this one.
Absolutely. Looked like a little slider, and Chris did a nice job staying back on it. Got his feet underneath him and just delivered a perfect strike down there. And just a nice throw by Jimenez.
Great rhythm, and Paulie's going to face the minimum this inning, and he's out of it. Very efficient work for 4 innings by David Paulie. To the home 9th we go. Last up, they'll have to get it done against Jose Valverde. Kennedy, Custon, Saunders coming up. In the 9th. Hey, Mariner fans, the Root Sports Facebook and Twitter pages, they're up and running. We want to Detroit. And Mariner fans, a reminder that Root Sports Facebook and Twitter pages, they're up and running, and we want to connect with you. Find us on Facebook at Root Sports NW, and follow us on Twitter at Root Sports _Northwest. The Mariners are going to have to get it done here in the 9th inning against one of the premier relievers of the American League, Jose Valverde. Valverde, 26 saves last year, 2-4 record, a 3.00 ERA.
Tell by those numbers he has not given up an earned run yet. Opponent's batting average is 130.
So the Mariners will send 3-4-5 Kennedy, Cuss, Saunders to get after Jose Valverde. Valverde, 33 years old, out of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. He was born in San Pedro de Macorís. Then with Arizona, Houston, and Detroit. He rang up some big numbers. 47 saves for the 07 Diamondbacks. Followed that with 44 with Houston. Houston went for 25 in 09 and 26 last year for Detroit. Kennedy leans into one. Deep right field. It is gone. A home run for Adam Kennedy on a 1-0 pitch, and the Mariners are to within a run. It's 3-2 Detroit. Adam Kennedy with his first Mariner home run. RBI number 2.
And Adam gets a first pitch off speed pitch away and snatches a fastball. Looks like it's up and out over the plate. No doubt about that one.
Well, Adam just loves that 3-hole, Mike. He's just sitting in there and hello, here I am.
Jack Cuss now. Mariners down a run. He looks at strike one, and for each home run hit by a Mariner player, Alaska Airlines donates 10,000 miles to Make-A-Wish Home Run for Wishes program. You can donate your own miles to Make-A-Wish at alaskaair.com. Cuss in a quick 0-2 hole. Prior to that home run, the Mariners had had one base runner in the previous 4 innings. Cuss has gone on 3 pitches. Second time he struck out today, 1 for 4. Valverde racking up another K. There's Michael Saunders. Was that stat you had earlier about Saunders and first pitch strikes?
Oh gosh, you're gonna make me think. Use my memory.
Taking a lot to know that. And there's another
42. He was 42 at bats. He had 13 0-2 counts. I think out of the 42 at bats, he had only swung at the first pitch 7 times. It's not bad.
Good recall.
Thank you.
Off the helmet. Thank the hamsters very much. They got rolling in the get the generator going.
And as we talked about, he's in a 0-2 count.
So
it's a tough way to try to hit.
In this league, it is.
Can you add one to all those categories now?
We have to do a couple more than that on the at-bat part of it.
Wow. That is a tough way to operate. Milton Bradley's on deck. Pinch hit for Rodriguez. Interesting turn he makes to set up Valverde. Held there for a while by Santos. It's 2-2. It's still maybe a pitching game. Tops, maybe 2.
Yeah, you know, you're really your job back there is really you're not trying to take balls to strikes. You're really making those ones that are on the corner look a lot better than they really are, and that's the art of framing it.
2-2 here to Saunders. Full count. It was just the first home run given up this season by Valverde. 3-2 to Saunders. Mariners a run away from tying. Line drive the other way. That'll sit down. Extra bases in the corner. Saunders can run. They'll get at least 2. And a 1-out double by Michael Saunders. The tying runs aboard for Milton Bradley, the pinch hitter for Luis Rodriguez.
Nice job by Michael. We were talking about being in an 0-2 count. Works it back to a full count and gets a fastball up and out over the plate. Doesn't try to do too much with it. Hits a line drive out to the warning track in left field.
Brendan Lee up and throwing just in case. To bring up Milton Bradley in a pinch hitting role as a batter against Valverde. He's gone deep twice. Milton giving a rip Monday night. And Valverde with his post strikeout end of game routine. Milton put that one in the memory bank. 0-1. Milton 3 for 9 on this homestand. Strike 2 coming right after it. Let's do it. Let's do this.
Saved a couple of his best fastballs from him on that last one, 96 miles an hour.
It's like he's trying to attack Milton sort of in, up and in. That's where he got the strikeout on Monday, and now he's still trying to pound that area up top.
Here's the 0-2, tying run at second, one out. Just barely alive. Milton 1 for 6 yesterday. A run, couple runs knocked in. Big home run a couple of nights ago. Valverde's got him 0-2. Milton's the winning run. Ball and 2 strikes. I can't remember a pitcher working out of the stretch doing it the way Valverde does. Michael Saunders, the tying run. He's at second base. Kennedy's homered to make it a 1-run game. 1-2 from Valverde. Strike 3 called. 2 down.
Bunch of elevated fastballs, and then he comes right back 95 miles an hour. It's tough when you start to get your eye level up there, and then he throws one down around the knees, running it off the outside corner.
Absolutely. That pitch before it set it all up to 95, up and away, obviously a waste pitch, and then he comes down right at the bottom of the strike zone with that nasty pitch.
While the veteran goes against the rookie with the game on the line here, here's Carlos Peguero. Getting after it, 0-1.
Take a look at this swing. Pitches down in the zone, middle of the plate, 96 miles an hour.
He did not get cheated on that one.
No, he tried to do some damage with that.
This be a pretty good spot for your first major league hit.
I'll second that. Make yourself into a legend real quick. Go yard here. At least for a day. Peguero's got all kinds of home run strength. The pitch inside. 1-1. Peguero, 23 home runs, 73 runs batted in last year at West Tennessee, 31-98 at High Desert the year before. The 1-1 from Valverde. That was a big-time challenge, 1-2.
The difference, that one elevated. This one a little higher in the strike zone. It's in the middle of the plate, but it's up right above the belt.
At 96 miles an hour.
We can see Mike from his swings and misses even. He's got some bat speed that can really get that bat head through the strike zone. And
here we go, 1-2. Game on the line. Pitch from Valverde. Struck him out. That'll do it. As Valverde comes in and slams the door, he gives up a leadoff home run and then 3 big strikeouts wrapped around a double. Detroit wins it 3-2, and they take the series 2-1.
You take a look at Valverde coming right at him. 96-mile-an-hour fastballs to Peguero. After the home run, he really turned it up a notch. Went from about 92, 93 to 96 miles an hour.
So Valverde picks up the save, makes a winner out of Rick Porcello, and Eric Bedard takes the loss. 3-2 Tigers over the Mariners. They take the series 2-1. Let's go to Brad and Bill.